A plea deal is set to keep Brian Koberger locked up for life. The family of one of the Idaho victims is furious. The grieving family of 21-year-old Kaylee Goncalves spent weeks waiting for an arrest in her killing. Since then, they and relatives of 3 other University of Idaho students fatally stabbed on a late 2022 night in their off-campus home have endured a legal process punctuated by delay after delay. Now, a month before the suspect's murder trial was set to begin, the wait for justice is poised to end in what one Goncalves family member called a shocking and cruel plea deal that will remove the possibility of the death penalty. Be a part of this. Swaggart gained worldwide recognition in the 1980s, building a ministry that reached millions through television broadcasts, preaching, and music. He sold more than 15 million albums over the course of his career. According to Kelly, Swaggart learned about his Hall of Fame induction on his birthday in March. The family finds comfort in knowing he was able to celebrate one more major accomplishment. At the end, we all know there's an end that's coming, Kelly said. We don't get to live forever on this earth, but it makes it a little bit easier whenever you know who's waiting on that other side. The family has not shared any further updates on Swaggart's condition, but said they are preparing for his passing and remain grateful for the support and prayers they've received. His son, Donnie Swaggart, is expected to accept the Hall of Fame honor on his behalf during a formal induction ceremony scheduled for September. Televangelist Jimmy Swaggart dies at 90, weeks after going into cardiac arrest. Famed televangelist Jimmy Swaggart died on Tuesday, July 1st, his family and publicist announced. He was 90. The Pentecostal preacher and pioneer of televangelism had been in critical condition at a Louisiana hospital after going into cardiac arrest on June 15th. Family members said during a prayer service last month, "Today, our hearts are heavy as we share that Brother Swaggart has finished his earthly race and entered into the presence of his Savior, Jesus Christ. Today was a day he has sung about for decades," reads an announcement on his Facebook page. He met his beloved Savior and entered the portals of glory. At the same time, we rejoice knowing that we will see him again one day. Family of the late musician, author, and broadcaster previously said they had not expected him to survive. "I wish I could tell you that he's recovering and things are going better, but there's been no change," his son, Donnie Swaggart, co-pastor at Family Worship Center in Baton Rouge, said in a June 17 video released online after visiting his father in the hospital. "The bottom line is that without a miracle, that's the only thing we can hope for." The family would like to thank the staff, doctors, and nurses at Baton Rouge General Medical Center for their incredible support and care given during this time. Reads the most recent post on social media that Swaggart's 70-year-old son, Donnie, said his father was found about 8 a.m. at his home and revived before being taken to a local hospital. At the time of his death, he was co-pastor of the Family Worship Center, which he founded. His voice echoed through nations, his music softened hearts, and his message never changed: Jesus Christ and Him crucified. The July 1st post reads, Swaggart was born on March 15, 1935, to the late Willie Leon and Minnie Belle Swaggart in Faraday, Louisiana. He had one sister, the late Jeanette Ensminger, who family confirmed died in 1999. A prominent evangelist for decades, Swaggart grew up in Faraday, a town in Concordia Parish which borders the Mississippi River on the central eastern border of Louisiana. According to Swaggart's family, his cousins included rock and roll icon Jerry Lee Lewis and country music star Mickey Gilley. Swaggart, who authored more than 100 books and commentaries, held evangelistic crusades in more than 40 countries. His family said, filling stadiums with tens of thousands of worshipers. As a musician, he sold 17 million gospel albums. Swaggart faithfully attended small Assemblies of God churches in Faraday and Wisner, Louisiana, where his passion for ministry first began to take root. According to family, his full-time ministry kicked off in 1955, and the preacher grew to become one of the most recognized voices in Christian broadcasting. Family reported in 1969, he launched the Camp Meeting Hour, which aired on more than 700 U.S. stations. ND in 1973. The Jimmy Swaggart telecast started, eventually growing to reach more than 100 countries each week, being translated into more than a dozen languages. During the height of his 1980s exposure, Swaggart became involved in various prostitution scandals leading to his suspension and defrocking. In 1988, Swaggart delivered his infamous I have seen speech on live television in 1995. At age 60, Swaggart founded Sun Life Radio Network, expanding gospel programming across North America, which currently broadcasts to more than 300 million TV homes across the globe. In addition to his son and cousins, the preacher is survived by his wife of 70 years, Frances Swaggart. He also leaves behind his daughter-in-law, Debbie Swaggart, his grandchildren, Gabriel Lee Swaggart and his wife, Jill, Jennifer Swaggart Mollis and her husband, Cliff, and Matthew Aaron Swaggart and his wife, Joanna. In addition, he leaves behind his 9 great-grandchildren, Samantha, Ryder, Abby, Lola, Harper, Navy Harrison, Caroline, Francis, and Mackenzie,